with the daily graphic, Ghana's weekend special. So on the front page of today's daily graphic, you'll see Ofankonsawam Road progress brings relief to motorists. And there's a picture of construction ongoing on the Ofankonsawam Road. And other stories you'll find on the front page of the daily graphic. Land guard phenomenon threats to national security. That's according to experts. That story is on pages 16 and 17 of the daily graphic. Other stories, government, mercy ships renew partnership to boost surgical care. And on the back page, big money, free TV, fierce title race, 2025-2026, Ghana Premier League enters bold chapter. And for the first time in Ghana's Premier League's history, if I'm not mistaken, the games were being played live on TV with Adesawa Productions joining in. Right. The Spectator, your weekend companion. Some of the stories you'll find on the front page. Prioritize affordable treatment for sickle cell disease. That's according to a health expert. Other stories. Gamel Apalaine selected for Authentica Series Lab. Glen Canis School of Fashion holds a graduation. And on the back page of the Spectator Sports, you'll find Black Stars not there yet. And there's a picture of Coach Otto Addo addressing the press conference after our game with Mali. Right. Let's move to the Mirror, Ghana's most popular weekend paper. Some of the stories you'll find on the front page. Kezia Sani, a young lawyer nurturing hopes for children. Other stories you'll find. Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. And how pizza cost me 5,848 Ghana cedis. And that story is on page 12 of the Mirror. Don't complete our statements, person who stammer. And if you've been watching the show, you remember we had an association here who reiterated the same sentiments. Stammers, they say, do not complete their statements. It pisses them off. Now, the back page of the Mirror Sports, we have Kotoko begin Premier League campaign with Brekum Chelsea showdown. And the only team who's going to win the Ghana Premier League, which is Kotoko this year, you can fight with the TV. So they've begun their Premier League campaign with Brekum Chelsea, and that story is on the back page of the Mirror. Right, now let's go into our portals and see what's happening there. Let me open citynewsroom.com. Some of the stories you'll find. Mahama targets 100% local chicken production in 3 years. And other stories you'll find on citynewsroom.com. Keep Accra Clean project champions shared responsibility for sanitation. Oforikrom MP questions legality of Ghana-US deportee deal. Beg IGP to free Abronye, Pebu tells NPP. GBC loses $5 million annually over unpaid DTT mast usage. That's according to the Director General. Other stories you'll find on citynewsroom.com. Veep donates to Commander Traditional Area. GBC decommissions 2 studios due to electricity bills. And minority slams government over US deportee deal, calls it unconstitutional. The EC has reopened nominations for Tamale Central by-election. Processing plants to be built for Nkokonkete projects. That's according to our president. And I'll develop Apal Farms into a center of excellence. That's according to President Mahama. All right, I'm on ChannelOneNewsOnline.com. Some of the stories you'll find on ChannelOneNewsOnline.com. Deportation deal with U.S. skipped parliamentary approval. That's according to Charles Redu. Other stories you'll find on ChannelOneNewsOnline.com. CJ's removal. This is politics, not accountability. Apenyomakin says so. Galamsey fight lacks true leadership. That's according to Arocha Ghana. Mahama's Galamsey stands shameful. That's the Menchia North MP. 30% women's quota must be enforced now. Affirmative Action Law Coalition says so. Constituency-based budgeting to drive youth job creation. And in the Ashanti region, 32-year-old man jailed 35 years after defrauding victim of 50K. Asanteheemaa's burial remain indoors on September 18. Funeral committee to residents. Other stories you'll find. Plead with IGP to release Abronye. Payable to NPP. 300 Etuabo pupils receive free school uniforms from Quantum. Abronye's detention will resist attempts to state institutions to intimidate us. That's according to Nana B. Minority demands suspension of Ghana-US deportee agreement. In Kukonketenkete, Ghana set to cut imported chicken within 3 years. I'm on graphiconline.com. Some of the stories you'll find on that portal. President Mahama targets 100% local chicken production in 3 years. Bawumia promises 10 appointments per constituency to reward hardworking constituencies. Ghana's Black Queens set for tough test against European side, the Lionesses. And there's a best of luck wishes going out to, she's already a Guinness World Record holder, Hilda Bassi, as she has begun cooking the biggest pot of jollof rice in Africa, I should say. All right, let me take you to GhanaWeekend.com. On GhanaWeekend.com, some of the stories you'll find on that portal. Hilda Bassi attempts Guinness World Record for largest pot of jollof rice. Other stories you'll find. National Signal Bureau granted power to arrest online hate and violence inciters. That's according to President Mahama. When angels becomes politicians, UNIMAC IJ's SRC and the cost of power, Sally Kweku writes. Other stories you'll find. Trump mourns Charlie Kirk after fatal shooting at Utah Valley University. Actor Anthony Woods delivers outstanding performance in Yvonne Nelson's movie Summer. Gender Minister applauds women's role in Ghana's leadership. And Mr. Easy in Ghana, after a lavish wedding, he meets Chief of Staff Julius Deborah. President Mahama's full speech at the media encounter that happened over the weekend. Right. See if I can take you to gna.org.gh so we can find what's happening on that portal. So on GNA, some of the stories you'll find. Abronye DC arrests. MPP Bono Council of Elders condemns government, urges Peace Council's intervention. She Builds Conference, talents must determine work opportunities, not gender. Ghana Gold Board moves to transform gold industry. There's an update on the presidential media encounter. Ghana-US maintain cordial relations despite tariff imposition, visa restriction. That's according to President Mahama. And inclusive education could help reduce unpaid care work. That's according to Professor Sechi. And MOFA, which is the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, distributes 900 confiscated Galamsey water pumps to farmers to boost food production. I think we can go into some of the stories now.
Righty, hello.
Hi, Jude.
It's been very interesting listening to you read all the news headlines.
You're welcome.
It's been a really busy news week, you know, and it started off with the president's meet the press, and I think it went quite well. Were you impressed?
With
The questioning, number one, the organization.
I was impressed with the questioning. The organization, yes. Some of the answers to the questions that were asked by journalists, I think I have to agree with the public when they say that, especially with Galamsey. I remember quite well that some people on the NDC side, when they were in position, were very loud about it, that they can end Galamsey within 2 weeks.
A week.
It was a week. We've even given them grace.
It was some judge that said that.
Yes, and then only to hear our president say boldly that that is not the solution.
To be fair, some of them during the campaign also said that it's a systemic issue that will need, a step-by-step demobilization first and a demolition, right? Because it's become a whole cabal of networks, right? So, for example, chiefs are involved, politicians are involved, right? But the president himself said that he'll use AI, to fight Galamsey. And we are wondering where the AI is, So a lot of people are not really excited about or very convinced, let me say, about his answers, particularly on Galamsey. But that aside, I think generally it was a good exercise, right?
Generally, yeah.
He had a very solid grasp of.
I think it was 2 hours, yeah.
Yeah, he had a very solid grasp of all the issues, and particularly for me, I think the question around his resolve to solve the Binyui, clashes,
Crisis, yeah.
and also other smaller factions of infighting within the Savannah region was quite instructive, where he talks about how he's a bit of everything, he has a quarter here, a quarter here, a quarter. So his body himself, if he chooses a side, will fight inwardly. So, his comment around finding lasting solutions was good. And we'll see how it goes. And of course, sports and all the other things that came out, building infrastructure, building stadia. It looks like a lot of promises. Whether 3
Oh, yeah, you realize
3
most
years
of
will
our
be
leaders
enough.
always do a lot of promises anyway.
We'll see how it goes. And I wanted to bring you a story on local chicken production. Now, this was an event I was at yesterday when Mahama came to the Papao Farms that is being run by the National Service Authority. Except for the story, President John Dramani Mahama says Ghana is poised to become self-sufficient in chicken production within the next 3 years through the implementation of the Nkokon Kitinkiti project, a national initiative aimed at boosting local chicken farming and cutting down on poultry imports. The citynewsroom.com is reporting. Now, speaking about the vision behind the project, when he visited the National Service Authority Papao Farms in Accra on Friday, September 12, President Mahama said the goal is to ensure that nearly all the chicken consumed in the country is produced locally. Now, this is the direct quote from the president. He said, once the Nkokon Kitinkiti project takes off, we believe in the next 3 years we'll be producing almost 100% of the chicken we can eat in Ghana ourselves, so that we can stop bringing Nkokofunu from outside to eat already slain chickens, right?
Frozen birds.
Or frozen chicken. Good. We don't know how those chickens were raised, he said. And the story goes on and on and on. See, I was at the National Service Authority farms. I must say,
They were even at This Is Ghana, actually.
yeah, it was
And then the Agri Fair.
it was amazing to behold, what I saw at display, the number of birds, the layout of the place, it was good to see that National Service was venturing into some of these things, and some of the young people were there themselves taking care of these farms. And of course, the rain would disrupt the program, but of course, it still went ahead. The president toured the farm with the new executive director, Ruth Sedo. It was interesting to see that the former, Mr. Felix James was also there. It was a good program all in all, and I'm excited that this has happened. Hopefully, we are able to scale it up, get more birds in, duplicate it across the country, and you might never know, it might be an answer to, or an import substitution answer to our dependence on, frozen foods that are imported all the time into the country.
My mom always tells a story that when they were younger, so the chicken that she ate in school and the eggs were from a farm in Kumasi Daku Farms. And so he, distributed chicken around to schools in the Ashanti region. I think it's more of whether we are we can sustain the, you know, when the inputs are taken, the demands for chicken. If we're able to sustain it, then I think that it would be a great thing to seize these, you know, imports of chicken. Because to be honest, we do not know how long do they stay on the ocean. 3 months before it finally gets there. Or is it by air?
So that they killed them 20 years ago.
And then there are all these videos online of them, you know, injecting the chicken with something to make it look plump and blah, blah, blah. We do not know how it is processed. So, yeah,
but we do know that the chicken are killed many, many years ago before, you know, they are brought into the country. Many years an exaggeration. Oh, no, I think so.
Many years ago.
Many years ago.
It's a bit of an exaggeration, I think.
Well, so some years ago.
No.
A few years ago.
A few weeks, perhaps,
no, not
or
quite.
Months. But
years? I think some of them take years. I'll probably have to check it. Let me just check it right away.
Please
but
check.
I'm sure some of the chicken.
Because I have a bit of many years ago. Because I know they're shipped here, and at least the ship takes about 3 months to get here. But years.
But maybe they were killed or slain, you know, weeks before they were shipped.
Oh, Debbie.
And another month, and another month at the coast store here before it gets to your soup. It's a year or more. I'll check.
But we all enjoy it, so. Which one is?
Yeah, but they say the fiakoko is nicer.
Ain't.
Yeah, so
it spends more time on the fire because the honam wedding, I have berry. But I mean, some chicken tastes very good. Some local chicken tastes very good. Okay, let me bring you the story while you're looking for that of the Ofankonsawam Road progress. Bringing relief to motorists. Now, a bit of that story reads, motorists using the Ofankonsawam Road have expressed gratitude to the government for the swift efforts to revive the stalled project. They are also thrilled with the current pace of work, which has significantly reduced the usual vehicular traffic congestion caused by the previously deteriorated road. A visit to the project last Thursday by this writer. Oh, she has my surname, and it's spelled the same way, Safo. Especially at the Pubiman Samsam Junction, the busiest and most deteriorated part of the stretch, which has now been leveled up. Also, construction workers with earth-moving machinery were actively working on site, including Sapeman. To reduce dust pollution, at least 2 of the 12 designated tankers were observed watering the road, except last night, the place got flooded, and that story is on ChannelOneNews.com. Let me see if I can open that. Let me see if I can open.
So, Ofanko is.
You've opened it?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't find that story. But yesterday, there were reports that the place was flooded again after the downpour.
I saw a taxi that had been submerged, and I'm not even joking. The video is viral on social media. The taxi, of course, a small saloon, taxi. It was submerged to the top. Now, the other bigger vehicles, I saw like a Honda CR-V, which managed to just about go through the water, right? We saw that at the end, they couldn't move. People had to push it. And towing trucks were all over the place, towing vehicles from the flooded water. It was a sight to behold.
I don't understand. So I'm thinking, and I'm not an engineer, but I'm thinking that if right now this is what they're facing, is that what it's going to be after the road is constructed? Or is it that they are going to tell us that they haven't, done the gutters or they haven't given the water?
So I remember interviewing the resident engineer on the project on Sunday breakfast, right? And he mentioned to me that at the time, there were certain buildings along the stretch that had to be demolished. So, for example, he talked about, or he mentioned specifically, a building known as the Foster Hotel, which, was situated at a point where it was making the construction difficult and also creating problems for the construction of the, some other ancillary works like the drainage and all of that. Now, of course, due to court issues and other litigation that was going on, they didn't have the authority to demolish the building yet. But now I've seen that when the president went to that particular the site of the construction, we've seen demolition exercises going on, and hopefully the drains will be constructed. But I'm very hopeful that with time, because you know they have to also relocate so many other settlers, some of them or most of them illegally, right, along the stretch, and all of that creates, you know, a water movement problem when it rains. So I'm sure with time, as they move the people along the stretch and the drains are constructed and cleared, we should be seeing that these problems or relief is brought to residents. But yesterday wasn't a good sight. It wasn't a good sight at all. Particularly on the outer road that takes you to the Taifa road. Oh God, it was so bad. On a normal day, the road is like so pothole ridden, right?
Yeah.
So you can imagine it being flooded and potholes. You know, it was deadly. And for me, nobody has to go through that.
That's interesting. Let me read that story that I said I'd bring. In Nsawam-Pokuase Road submerged after torrential rains. A heavy downpour on Friday, September 12, flooded parts of the Nsawam-Pokuase Highway, disrupting traffic flow and leaving commuters stranded for several hours. The rains, which lasted for hours, caused sections of the road to overflow with water, making it difficult for vehicles to move. Several motorists were forced to park by the roadside, while others attempted to maneuver through the floodwaters at great risk. I'd never do that. Passengers were left stranded at bus stops along the route, with many expressing frustration over the recurring flooding situation whenever there is heavy rainfall. Some residents attributed the flooding to poor drainage systems and unregulated construction along waterways, calling on city authorities to take urgent steps to address the problem. While no casualties have been reported, the development highlights the recurring threat of flooding in Accra after downpours, and that there are lots of pictures on the ChannelOne News online portal. You can go there, read the story, look at the pictures. I'm also assuming that this would definitely hamper the progress of work, because if every day after it rains you have to come and probably
they need to find a way around it,
because this is crazy. And I'm hoping that this is not what we're going to be facing after the thing is completed proper. Do you have a story, or should I bring
and I want to bring
one?
you this story around the police arresting a man trafficking cannabis in an ambulance at La. And this story is on graphiconline.com. Very brief excerpt read. Accra Regional Police Commander has arrested a 39-year-old man, Kwame Manai Tuanda, for allegedly using a private ambulance to traffic large quantities of cannabis. The arrest took place on Wednesday, September 10, 2025. After sustained police surveillance, the officers intercepted a Hyundai Hiace private ambulance with registration number GX 27720 in front of the Jamboree drinking spot at Lamami. According to a police statement, Tuanda, who claimed ownership of both the vehicle and its content, was found standing beside the ambulance when it stopped. A search on the vehicle uncovered several sacks filled with dried leaves suspected to be cannabis. Upon further examination, officers retrieved 700 parcels and 473 wrappers of suspected narcotics. And the story goes on and on and on. But imagine using an ambulance, which is supposed to be used in saving lives, you know, and it's used in saving cannabis or transporting cannabis. That's interesting, because if you see an ambulance moving like that, at least, you know.
I wonder how much he's made since he started that scam.
Yeah, because he probably would have been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, because if you listen to the police, they said that, so he had another vehicle, and then, you know, he'd been doing this thing for a while, then he purchased another ambulance, and then, you know, he continued his business. But I like the fact that he didn't lie about it. I mean, actually, you didn't, Becca. He was standing by the vehicle. They asked, "Are you the owner?" He said yes. They searched, they found the cannabis. He accepted that it is for him, and he's been doing it for a while. Smart business, but he's been caught. And I know the law will come down hard on him. Have you ever been to an Asantehemaa funeral before?
Nope.
Do you want to go?
I think, you know, the last time when the minister said, I think one of the ministers in the Nanado government said that he was going to use funerals in Ghana as a tourism attraction. People ridiculed him for it, but come to think of it, you know, we had a funeral meme in Ghana go viral globally, the pallbearers.
Oh, yes.
You know, so it's a thing. Last time I saw a video of someone buried in a coffin that was shaped in a beer
You know, when you go to the beach road, you see a lot of those kind of coffins.
But I've not seen somebody actually buried in one, right?
Okay.
So this was particularly a beer bottle.
Beer bottle.
Oh, when they were carrying, people were carrying, they were hold it to I'm telling you. So it was interesting. I think we've gone a little too far when now you see people actively like playing with dead bodies, holding. Yeah. Like I'm not. There's this
like
baba.
Are they the ones who what do they call them? Are they the undertakers? Are they the ones who dress them up?
I don't know. Some of them are just even like French, right? So there was another video of I think a rapper in a community or a singer who died, and they had.
Was he buried in a microphone?
Buried with a microphone. No, he was. So he had.
They sat him down.
They stood him up.
Oh, okay.
With a microphone in hand.
Oh, nice.
And playing music as though he was the one singing, and and of course people were touching him and all of that. But you see, it raises serious hygienic and health concerns, right? So, in as much as we celebrate the way we also celebrate people when they pass, and I'm speaking about funerals, it's important that we do it with some protocols. So yes. I think that Asantehema's funeral will be. You should really one for history books.
Go and look at the whole event and how it goes. But let me say that Nana Makonedu Yad on the 3rd, Asantehemaa, who passed away on Thursday, August 7, she will be laid in state from Monday, September 15 to Thursday, September 18, 2025. Now, at a press briefing on Friday, September 12, the funeral committee outlined the schedule for paying homage. Monday, September 15, religious groups, political parties, schools, and corporate bodies. Tuesday, September 16, the judiciary, security agencies, and financial institutions. Wednesday, September 17, traditional leaders, ministers of state, diplomats, parliamentarians, and MMDCEs. Thursday, September 18, President John Dramani Mahama, former president, and former vice president. And the committee added that members of the general public may also attend on any of the days except for the evening of Thursday, September 18, when the final burial rites will be observed in private. And if you wish to pay your last respects, do not go inside there and go and video. They've already given you the warning. You'll be caught. But what happens on Thursday is that, I mean, you can go to your shop, but by, I think, 3 or 2, everybody should be indoors. And I remember from the last Asantehema's funeral, I remember people in Accra were like, but why would people tell you to go and sleep? Don't go and sleep and see. Don't go and sleep and see. So I remember, I mean, you know, as bold as we have gotten, I've seen videos online of I think the parade that was going through Bantama. People tried to, you know, video it and put it online and all of that. So yes, they'll take her through some of the principal streets of the Ashanti region before they go to Bem. That's what we call it. And we'll go and bury our Queen Mother there. So, but throughout the week, there's going to be a display of cultural tradition. There's going to be so many things that you probably would never have witnessed. And all people from priestesses come from Volta region, from the north, come and display. It is a spectacle that you have to see. You have to be there to witness it yourself.
When do they serve the fufu?
The fufu? Oh, it's always there. But it's not where the grounds are. It's just a bit further away.
I wonder the day that's like
the war one.
You're done crying, you're done mourning, then you.
Oh, you see, you sukra, you jai him. As a year question.
But don't do anything Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. So after the crying, or then the back, there's Asanka.
Sunday, I'm sure they'll go to church.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Sunday, I'm sure they'll go to church. But because this is a royal funeral, on Thursday after she's buried, Friday, Saturday, they'll rest. Sunday, they'll go to Thanksgiving, as we like to call it. Yeah.
All right.
But definitely, Edriana Bewasi and Tise. But one hour better. Unless you enter the palace, which I'm not sure if you have the right accreditation. Yeah. So that's our news review segment for you. When we return, we have one of our favorite segments, What's Happening? Don't go away.